for the Jaguars. They're so bad already. Like they're so bad.
He's
funny.
going into a room with 5 other tight ends, including one that they drafted in the 5th round of the 2021 draft or 2020 draft. I can't remember. So he's never played the position, so he's gonna have to learn the position, the nuances of the position, and then he's gonna have to try to make the team. It's not gonna happen. It's for show. And you know, the crap part is like that offense is gonna be really, really good. Once they get the young man from Clemson locked in and the running back from Clemson locked in. So yeah. I by no means think that this is like an attempt to make them better. I think this is an attempt to add some seniority to that team because they really need that. They're a super young team.
Well, the whole thing too is Urban Meyer's there, and you know they you know obviously he was his coach when he was down in Florida, and
right.
You know they did great things then in college. I mean, it was amazing.
We ain't gonna talk about it.
Amazing stuff. I'm sure one of your teams was destroyed, and what's your college again?
University of Georgia, baby.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They ran all over them like a bunch of fucking broken leg hobos. Anyway, yeah, so it's going to be interesting.
Nobody remembers that except for us.
So before, what have you been up to, man? What's been going on in the world of Rich?
I've just been busy. Just, man, do you ever just wake up some days and you're like, how did I get here? Like,
why do I have to adult?
Well, not even that, but like, how am I this lucky? I just Sunday I got to go to a pro disc golf tournament, and I'm literally walking the fairway with my current favorite disc golfer. I know not everybody likes disc golf, and I don't really care. Matt, you can suck it. But I'm really into it, and my favorite pro right now was playing on the card with my friend. And so we're walking down the fairway, and I'm just shooting the shit with this guy who I watch on TV all the time.
Really?
And he was everything I imagined he would be and so much more. So dude, that's my life right now. I know a few people have asked, like, where's the podcast, including Billy? So what happened, I want to kind of fill everybody in. I know this.
What happened is
only certain people will care. We started a business for hand drying bags for disc golfers, because when your hands get moisture on them, sweat or whatever, you want to create friction, and that doesn't work well. So we created a business. We started a business, me and my best friend, and we sponsor a pro disc golfer who's a friend of ours. So we've been working on that. We had a company ask us for a bunch, like kind of last minute. So we hand make them here at my house. So that's what we've been doing. That's where the podcast is taking a break. I'm still developing it. Don't worry. But there is money to be made, and I've got to focus on that. So that's what we've been doing here in the Robertson household, and umpiring baseball, man. God, I thought my season would be over by now, but it is not. So here we are.
Well, that's good. So what's the name of the company?
We are called Dirtbags.
I love it.
Not to be confused with the absolutely terrible travel baseball team up like Virginia, North Carolina somewhere. We're just a small company. We're not doing anything. So Jason plays disc golf. So he says, dude, they're amazing too. He said, I love my dirt bags. Yeah. So see, I mean, we kind of got on the bandwagon at the right time, not knowing we were getting on at the right time. It's hard to explain, but we hit the ground rolling, and man, I've just the guy who is ranked number 1 in the world in disc golf, I got to watch him play this week. He's just phenomenal. It's like watching Tiger Woods, really, is what it's like. The way he throws and all that. So my mom was blown, man. I just had so much fun doing that, and that's been where I'm at right now. I'm such in a disc golf world right now. It's stupid, but
no, that's
awesome. You could see all the disc and then like I could turn my camera here. There's my shelf of them. Those aren't even the ones I throw. So I'm really into it. What's been going on with you? Because
nothing, man.
We talk a lot, but I don't really ever ask you what's going on.
Dude, just it's everything's just been clicking lately. Just life with the kids, with whiskey. Just everything's just been good, man. It's been how can I put it? It's been well overdue, but it's also weird because there's usually some kind of like, I'm not going to say drama, but something I'm like, I have to worry about. Like, okay, fuck, I'm in between jobs, or, oh shit, something's going on with the kids, but right now it's just chill. It's just chill. And I'm just going to enjoy it. Everything's been good.
Come in.
I hate you so much. I hate you so much. So
hey, have you done? Now I know I want to get to the guests. Trust me, I do. But I need to ask you this, because I'm gonna call you out. Have you done the downstage challenge that has been put on social media by Leashes of Valor?
Really, you're gonna do that live?
Yep, right now. Have you done? I did it. It was like 120.
I know. You know what? I know who's done it. You're shitty for that. No, I haven't done it.
I did it. I've done it. 120 yards, and I'm waiting to see who's gonna beat me.
120 yards?
Yeah, bud.
Whiskey just said, "Okay, bitch, that's it." And dogs don't talk, so that's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive.
Our dogs do. They're trained very well.
They're very well trained. So, okay, let's get to the guests because we can do shameless plugs for Leashes of Valor all day. We got some awesome guests in here from the SVA, so I'm gonna bring them in. There's 3 of them, and actually, I just realized we have all. Oh no, is the Space Force a real branch of the military?
Well, the government says it is.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, we're missing a branch.
Are there Space Force veterans? That's what I want to know.
You know what? Let's bring them in first, and we're going to talk about this.
Oh, yeah. Look at those smiles.
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
Jeff's still trying to figure out if there are Space Force veterans right now.
You know what? Hold on.
That's like a trick question.
How cool is that going to be when we hear about? Be like, I'm the first veteran for the Space Force. Be like, bro, and you still have no friends. Like, come on, man.
we.
Think about it. When they said that they came out was going to come out with Space Force, it's like I was thinking about re-enlisting, become a Millennium Falcon driver.
Yeah, like I wanted to be I wanted to be what's Elon Musk's spaceship he's shooting. I wanted to be a door gunner for that. Yeah, I wanted to be a door gunner for the fucking spaceship shooting laser.
Get a Chewbacca in there.
Yeah, that'd be great, man. That'd be awesome. Fucking saving the universe.
Hell yeah.
So guys, go ahead and introduce yourselves. Tell everyone where you're from.
Go ahead, Brian. You're first.
All right. My name's Ryan Trepanier. Marine Corps veteran. I'm from Central Washington, like middle of nowhere, like Freda, Soap Lake. Got out Marines in 2017, and then moved back over here from North Carolina, and I've been going to school at UW Tacoma and studying computer science. That's going all right. I'm excited to graduate next year, hopefully.
He says hopefully. He says if I can keep my grades up.
That's a real veteran right there. He's like, yeah, I might not. I don't know.
Yeah. If I could graduate, hopefully, we'll see what happens.
How did okay? I want to get to the other guys. I want to get to the other guys. Hang on though. If I don't say this, I'll forget. Ryan, how did you get into the Marines and out of the Marines without them knowing that you were smart enough to do something like computer science?
I was real low-key about it.
You just kept that to yourself?
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I'd be like, give me crayon. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you gotta fit in. You gotta fit in.
Right. Bro, no, I get it. You need to survive the crucible. I get it. I totally get it. So, all right. So moving on.
I'll go. Jeff is like delaying here. Thomas Goldjam. I have a weird story. I wasn't born here. I was born in Phetchabun, Thailand. I immigrated over here. Yeah, I was immigrated over here when I was 10 years old during the Vietnam era. I got basically adopted by a service member. He brought my brother and my mom over here, and I lived basically all over the place. And my whole family, my entire adopted family was military, career military.
Really?
20, 30 years military. And I thought, oh shit, I would join the military. So join the military.
Cool as shit.
That's what you're supposed to be doing. And then realizing that, hey, I want to go to college, so I had to serve in the Air Force. It's called a pilot's chase program. So you have to serve X amount of years before you get transferred into a reserve status. So when you get transferred into reserve status from active duty, you have to serve 6 years. Well, to make a long story short, I retired out of the reserves from active duty to the reserves in 2020 years.
Wow.
And when I was in the reserves, it didn't feel like it was the reserves. It was because of the war and first Gulf War, then the second war started. It was just like that 1 week in the month when it went out the window. I mean, it was. Hey, whoever listens out there, they tell you it's 1 week in a month. It's BS, all right? It's just BS. It's not 1 week in a month, all right? So, and when I was in the reserves, I started my corporate banking career, finished college, and went into investment banking a couple of years at Goldman Sachs, and and started 4 companies, and ended up at higher education by accident. And we can go more. It's not about me. It's just, and I'm not your traditional, American that came through. I was an actual immigrant and speak English and learned how to speak English by watching Sesame Street.
That's cool. Hold up. That's what. And I'm sure everyone here could say that. That's one reason I love the military, was because the diversity and stories like that. The military is such a melting pot, and I don't think people really truly understand it that haven't joined. So like, Thomas, no man, brag about it, dude. That's an awesome fucking story, man.
No, when we were talking before the show, I kind of missed the military interaction because I felt within 2 minutes, I felt like I know you guys forever. You know you know what I'm talking about?
Told you, Ryan. Told you that's what this show's about.
And I just knew. I was just like, man, we can talk, we can BS, but when the time comes to actually put your A game on, you can get your A game on, right?
Yeah, when we need to take care of business, we're always the go-to fucking people. That's why, and it's one of the reasons we do this show.
And we do it too.
Yeah, and it's one of the reasons we do this, and we want to connect other veterans with other veterans. That's an amazing story, Thomas. It really is. Like it's cool as shit, bro. Like you don't hear that every day, and it just shows you how strong the military bond is. I mean, even with your adoptive family. I mean, it's awesome, dude. It's awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But it was a struggle, and that's why I love America. I mean, where can you come from? Third world country, and if you choose to improve yourself and be better, you can, right?
That's right.
There's no excuses. You can't blame anybody. I remember learning how to read through Sesame Street, and I would read on a bed with my brother, and we would back and forth to learn how to read. America. Yeah, America's great, man. You gotta love America.
That is so cool.
Nice.
So, Jeff, you've been on this show before. You silly son of a bitch. So go ahead and tell us where you're at, man, because things have changed for you, bro. Things are a little bit different now.
I know. Got my pull-ups on now, and I don't have to wear no Pampers anymore. But yeah, my name is Jeff Vante. Born and raised in Tacoma. Of Filipino parents, immigrated from the Philippines. My father was former Army, so military brat. And May is, Military Appreciation Month, as well as mental health awareness month. So I just want to bring that up to light. I just completed my degree, and back in December 2020, and so now I'm actually working at UW Tacoma at the registrar's office. So, and then at the same time, I've been deemed the SVO Veteran Alumni Advisor. It was kind of long name, but basically I just whatever I was doing as president last year, Ryan, I've been mentoring him and putting him in the right path of success. And I'll let him touch up on all the stuff that we've been doing, later on. But yeah, so again, I'm born and raised in Tacoma. I just, man, big things were happening. I graduated and bought a new house, and yeah, family is great.
Damn, dude.
Kids are great. You know what I'm saying? Wife is working, I'm working, so we're doing good. Everything's balanced.
That's awesome, dude. That is so awesome. Congratulations on everything. Congratulations on your transition. So Ryan, has Jeff fucking put the pressure on? Say, listen, motherfucker, this is what we've done, and you got to keep it up. Or has it been an easy transition? Like, go ahead and tell us what that's like.
It's been challenging. I wasn't expecting it at all, but I just kind of started out as a freshman going to like the secretary position, and then he said, congrats, you're going to be president. And I feel like I've been doing an okay job so far, but it has been challenging at times just because it takes getting used to, and that and juggling other things on top of it.
So
yeah, I just want to say this guy has been doing an outstanding job. Come on now.
He's staying humble. He's
yeah. That's how he is, man. He's kind of like me, behind the scenes kind of guy, and just watch,
Bullshit.
But I know. Look at me. I'm the captain now. No, but I gotta give it to him because he showed up to our SBO meeting as a freshman, and then just stayed consistent. Came to every meeting, you know what I'm saying? And then the day that the year that I got on deck as president, he was my secretary, and he just kept moving it forward, you know what I'm saying? And the pandemic hit, and we were kind of in a bind of holding elections, so we just started, we did in military fashion. We started appointing people, who were part of the active members. So, no other person except this crane eater to run the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, been doing an outstanding job, man. So I gotta give him that.
That's awesome. So, Jeff, for the transition, because you guys put a lot of work in. You guys were finalists every year at the awards. The Student Veterans of America, the awards that you guys do. I want to say February. This year was different, right? This year was.
Yeah, it was all virtual.
It was all virtual. Yeah. So it was
the way it was orchestrated was pretty on point, I would say, in my opinion. I mean, Ryan, chime in anytime you want, but it was kind of, obviously the tech side of the house is kind of, in jumbled and, and trying to get up to all these breakout rooms and whatever. So, it was kind of hard.
So with it being all virtual, because I watched the entire thing, how was that? And I'm not trying to big up because I know you guys were finalists, and I know one of the things you guys wanted to win, because I mean you guys do amazing work up there, you really do, and I told you that last time. The stuff that you guys do, I mean, you guys are really honestly changing lives, because especially for veterans that like myself, when I got out, sometimes going to college, you're just so overwhelmed. You know what I mean? So how was that when they announced the winners? How did that process go? Like, for that, was it like an edge of your seat thing, like, oh shit, or did they let you guys know like ahead of time, or was it all released right? Like, did you guys already know prior to the show, or it was right then?
I mean, Ryan can probably touch up more on that because he was in direct contact with the higher ups from SVA. But the time that I chimed in and tuned into our, the awards gala, man, I was on my feet, man. I was sitting down, I was standing up, I was just like, man, it's like when you're on that aircraft getting ready to jump and you're waiting for the black cat to like slap you and say, all right, let's, stand up, hook up, and shuffle to the door, and then you got to slap that hand before you hand over that static line. And it was just like, and I'm like, in the corner here in my home office, and I'm like, please, can we just get it this year? Because like, you know, this is the third year in a row that we're chapter finalists, and we're just like, man, we've done so much stuff. Can we please just get it?
But you guys should be. I mean, even you know, and I wish you guys did win, but and it's not like we all know each other, so it's like all the SVA, you know, presidents, you know, for all the chapters, you all know each other, so that's even it's bragging rights in a sense.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, for 3 years in a row, that's amazing just to be nominated as a finalist alone. That's bragging rights within itself, because I don't think there's many of the chapters that can say that, right? If any, you know, so that's pretty impressive. So congrats on that, you know, to the whole chapter. That's pretty fucking cool.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. So, yeah, it does seem like every year there's different, or our chapter seems to be the one common chapter that's a finalist every year. And while it was disappointing not to take home the #1 spot, but you learn from like mistakes that you make, and it was just disappointing to lose to Clemson, because I mean, it's Clemson.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's awful. I mean, you know, I live near Clemson. It's just
you live too close. You live too close to Clemson. That's what it is.
Oh God, it makes me want to throw up every time I see an orange Paul. Seriously, I'm like, come on.
I don't think Project Red Team's going to like this right now. I don't think Project Red Team's going to be too happy about you saying this. They watched the show.
Okay, so listen, they'll get over it real quick, and this reminds me a lot of that movie Billy made me watch, 13 Dresses, where the woman's always the bridesmaid and never the bride. Like that sucks, man. Like that really sucks for y'all. Like
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna join in your like pity party for just a minute and say, I am so sorry. First off, oh man, if I could eradicate the world of Clemson, I would. So that would have helped y'all. But the other part is like, I think it speaks highly of you guys, like Billy was saying. I mean, there are so many chapters, and yet you're constantly there. You're constantly a force to be reckoned with, and it says a lot about Ryan. Really, what Jeff was saying, it says a lot about Ryan in that, you know, his first statement was, "Yeah, we learn from our mistakes. We learn where we messed up." Like wow, like that's phenomenal. Like that's good leadership. We need more of that, and that speaks very highly of you, Ryan. Because trust me, if more of our leaders around that were always taking on Clemson thought that way, Clemson wouldn't exist. So anyways, that's enough about Clemson, because I really can't stand them. So that's really neat. So what does Thomas have to do with anything with this? Because he has not said a word about this. What do you do?
You know, I don't do much. You know, the vibe. You guys know what vibe stands for, right?
No, tell me, because I didn't know what SVA stood for.
Well, Jeff, we were talking about this the last time you were on, about the whole program.
Yeah. Basically, the vibe cohabitates with the Veterans Resource Center and all that. So basically, it's a giant resource center. So the VIBE stands for Veterans Incubator for Better Entrepreneurship. So I help veterans and non-veterans alike to create their own economy. Okay. So the program was developed about 5 years ago to help veterans transition out of the military, because they have such a great skill set that they don't continue to use, because, you know, all our training, with all our upgrade training and deployments and all these things, leadership skills, the taxpayers spend close to $1 million per person by the time we get done, correct? And we have all these skill sets, and all of a sudden you leave, and the money it's a sunk cost, it's gone. It's fraud, waste, and abuse, right? So the program was developed to basically harness these talents and smarts and all that from a veteran standpoint to take it to the next level. A lot of times, you know, it's Ryan's an anomaly. I mean, the crayon eating guys, they don't go to college. There's nothing.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to college to be successful. However, but they do have talents. As an example, I have one phenomenal student that basically joined the Army when he was like 17 years old. I mean, he didn't know anything about math. Make a long story short, he just graduated last year with an electrical engineering degree. And amazing. EE is hard to get. And anyway, so basically, when he came up to the Vibe, he was talking about business and all that. And he goes, actually take that back. He came up and I hired him to be a student intern for me. He goes, I don't know anything about business. I said, what do you mean? Tell me what you did in the Army. He was Special Forces. He goes, I don't know. So tell me what you do. He goes, well, I go out on patrol. I said, what do you do on patrol? He goes, what's it called? He goes, Village Stability Operation. I said, what the hell is that? He goes, well, we go out there and talk to the village leaders and trying to talk to them about, how we can come together and help each other, blah, blah, blah. I said, perfect. That's business. He goes, what do you mean? Why don't we call it Village Community Stability Operation? That means you go out there and you help communities and all that. But let's flip it around from a business standpoint. It's called marketing, James. Marketing. So you're trying to sell something, so you know how to sell it. Instead of selling ideology, you're selling products and services, right? So we have to change the nomenclature of how we are labeling these things. So in the military, everything is on your chest, right? All the things that you've done, your resume.
Yeah.
But nobody knows that. It goes, what's all these colors here? What's all that for? I mean, nobody knows. But you can translate that into something. Rev, you were starting a business. So, I mean, this is what I do. I help you take it to the next level. You have an idea, but unless the ideas generate revenue, it's just an idea. So 20-something years, and plus I'm still, one of my biggest clients is Los Angeles County. And so I help them with these type of things, is that how do you generate revenue? It's not about a business plan. It's not about this idea. It's about cash flow. It's about understanding your cash flow and balance sheet. If you can handle that, you can have a successful business. So I also teach entrepreneurship at the U. And we throw everything out that you read and all that. I mean, I'm all realistic street cred type guy. I bring street cred to the game. I call it in my class. I think Jeff took my class, and I said, what's my mantra? Less kung fu, more chop.
More chop, yeah.
More chop. All this kung fu shit, forget about it. I want some chop. I want you to go out there and make some money. So that's what I do in the street cred lingo. I can tell you about the higher academic. We do this, we do that. No, it's just like we got to take your smarts from the military and use it in the civilian world. And we just have to change the mindset and how to do that. I can teach you a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but if I can teach you from how to look at it from a financial standpoint, you'll understand it. So that's what I do. But how do we relate with Jeff and his group? And we cohabitate, we help each other out, and we're just one big family up there.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So do you, Jeff and Ryan, do you guys send people his way? Like, do you send, or is that already established over there at the university? Like, how does that work?
Well, first let me say that Cool Jam was our veteran advisor for our SBO. So according to registered student organizations, you got to have at least one staff advisor. And so we had two. We had Thomas Cool Jam as our primary, and then we had Michael Maradas, who's also our career development specialist at the VMRC. So he was our alternate advisor for there. But yeah, so I minored in business administration. So when I would interact with these business kids, I would tell them like, hey, have you been to the Vibe? And they're like, no, what's that? And I'm like, well, the VMRC and the Vibe are, again, cohabited in one space, and it's on top of the hill on campus, and it's in a building that is out of students way when we were still on campus. So, you know, they didn't really know about it. So that's how I brought more people in. And then on top of the business plan competition that the Vibe holds every year, you know, we try to get more students, business students, you know, both veterans and non-veterans alike, to come up and see what the space is about, and, you know, and just gain all this straight up, no bullshit, you know, type of knowledge that, you know, that will help you be successful. So
you said business plan competition.
Yeah, so I'll let.
Okay, hold up. I'm a business major. I'm a business major. So I want to hear a business plan because okay, so I had to write a business plan out, and I never did. Yes, that's what I felt. That's what I felt like I wanted to do onto the paper. When my fucking professor was like, okay, we're going to give you a fake business and you need to write out a business plan. I went like this. I went, I'm going to get a fucking F in this class then, because I'm not doing that. That's not fucking happening. You can literally get on your knees and kiss the tip and let me go home, because that is not happening.
I'm gonna jump in, Billy, and this is what I'm talking about. I'm not saying anything bad about higher education. All I'm saying is that they have a lot of kung fu and no chop. Okay, it's a lot of fluff. Okay, so what I'm telling you is, when I talked to my class, I said, you're not going to write a business plan. You're going to write a credit memorandum. You're going to write information that's going to be phenomenal, easy to understand to the bankers, financiers, or investors for you. Okay, now the business plan, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's good either. But what I'm saying is, you got to write something down, because it's a roadmap of where you want to go. But the stuff that you write, nobody reads. I guarantee it. Nobody reads it. Because I've been a banker. I'm still a banker for 30-something years, and I don't read it. I flip through the pages. I look at the numbers, and I understand. I need to know exactly what your purpose of all this thing is, and how are you going to mitigate some of your risk, and where's your primary, secondary, and tertiary cash flow coming from.
So it's almost the same. It's almost the same concept as you want to simplify a resume so that everyone can understand.
Exactly, but from a business standpoint, but you still need your performance and all that. So this is what I teach them, because there's a lot of fluff out there that you really don't need, because you're just going in there and talking to the investors. Okay, then this is where the selling skill comes in. You've got to know your product, and you got to convince them, because they're not investing in the product; they're investing in you. Okay. Because if you have the ability to become a leader and understand your market, truly understand your market, they're going to invest in you. Rev, when you told me that you went to a professional disc golfing, I'm like, is this guy a fucking nerd?
Yeah, I am.
Is he a Birkenstock wearing, frisbee throwing, pot smoking?
Yeah.
A professional golf?
Wow. You read my book.
Yeah. This is what I'm getting at. You have the knowledge and skill set. If I'm the investor, I'm the bank that you're coming to, or I'm at, you want to borrow money, or you want me to invest, you need to tell me the story. So I understand. I don't want to know your business. I want to understand your business. So I understand and how to basically, okay, we can finance this guy. I have a lot of trust in him. He knows what the hell he's doing. He understands how to get the cash, and we can invest in him. There's a difference between borrowing money from a bank and borrowing money from investors. The bank doesn't have any interest in your business. Their main goal is, they want their money back. The other people, they want a percentage of your business. So be careful who you sleep with. So that's the difference between a business plan and a credit memorandum. Then there's other things too that you have to write out, like a PPM, private party memorandum, a big thing for investors to look at. But other than that, they try to complicate too much in the college, because part of it is just trying to teach you how to research and do all kinds of things. But in the real world, where nobody's gonna read anything this thick, nobody, I guarantee it.
No, it's like the same thing when you get a new cell phone and you got to accept all the crap that's on it. You just go down to the bottom and check it. You're like, you don't know what the fuck you're reading. It's just a bunch of legal jargon that you'd have to put in there because it's someone who's long dead said they had to do it. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, I love business. You know, I didn't study business. I just love the numbers. You know, my best class in college was stats. I love statistics. I loved it. I loved everything about it.
Not me.
No, I couldn't stand accounting.
I wish Hugh was on here right now. How many times did he take statistics?
Like,
man,
I think it was 5. I
Like,
think he took the class 5
5 or
times.
6 times. Yeah, that he told me that.
5 times. My God.
Yeah, he barely
Yeah.
squeaking by.
But if you met Hugh, he'd be like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
You'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah, that's cool."
You know, go. So Billy,
Just
go
5?
back. Yeah. So going back to the business plan competition, it is a business plan competition. It's set up. First prize winner, you win. You know, first year I ever did it, I awarded $25,000.
Whoa!
Wow.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the
shit.
cider guys?
Yeah, the cider. It's hard tart cider. It's a Army vet and Air Force vet had a cider company, but it wasn't sweet. It was tart, and they were making it out of the garage, so they needed that money to take it to the next level. So to make a long story short, they won the damn thing, and they generated $1 million in revenue less than a year, had 44 employees. But what the Vibe did was he came in, and I had all my cohorts from banking, investment field. We all came and we sat in this big giant room. We put the things on a monitor and looked at his cash flow, and boom, we mitigated risk, and we set it all up. He couldn't fail. Then another guy who was another Air Force vet. He was an organic chicken farmer. Yes, he had 800 chickens. He wanted to be a farmer.
Those two completely different ends of the spectrum on that one.
Yep, and he was selling eggs all over the region. Anyway, make a long story short, he decided, okay, marriage wasn't going good, so he decided to sell the farm and the chicken and move back to Baltimore. And he got all his money back, made some extra money, and moved back home. So how we set it all up is, I learned this from banking and finance. We can never lose. We got to set it up that we can never lose. Banks never lose. So I'm going to teach you how to set it up, how not to lose.
Banks never lose.
Banks never lose.
Never.
So that's how I set it all up. I said, Brandon, we're going to set it up so you can never lose, because we're going to mitigate all these risks. You're going to have backups. We can have all this stuff. And he did. He sold it all, had enough money, went back home, 0 debt. And he had, now he's a director of some video. He works for the Department of Justice. He was he worked for Armed Forces News while he was in the Air Force, combat photographer and and all that. So he's doing videos and stuff for the Department of Justice now. So this is the talent I'm talking about, gentlemen. You can be an organic farmer and go back to what the military trained you on, just like that. But you have to believe in yourself. A lot of these guys.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a one thing. And Rich, we've had so many episodes about this that you've been a part of too. Is a lot of the people we bring on are we try to be advocates for veteran against veteran suicide, and a lot of that has to do with a lot of going into what you were just saying is believing in yourself. Is these service members, when they leave the military, they have to get out of this mindset that that's all they were and that's all they can be. And I was victim of it. I'm finally, and Rich, we've had conversations about this. I'm finally getting to the point where I'm looking back and I loved my service. I loved what I did, but I don't, and we said it on air, I don't think I could ever go back to the service because I know the mindset it brought me to. Does that make sense? In the sense that when I got out, all I thought was, this is it. What am I going to do now? I was a master at arms in the Navy, and that's all I know, and that's all I could ever be. And now that's not there anymore. What do I do? So if we can get those veterans out of that mindset, like what you're doing with the Vibe program, and what the SVA and everything's doing with you guys, giving veterans these opportunities in the sense that hope. Giving them the hope and watching the drive in them grow, because you have to want it. I mean, that's what it ultimately comes down to. You can't make someone do something. They have to want to do it. So if we can be those voices that steer the veterans in the right direction to do that, then that's going to be amazing. And they're going to do amazing things. Organic chicken farmer, I just don't, that's fucking crazy.
I need to try this
what goes
hard
into
cider.
You should try the hard tart cider. It's amazing.
Oh yeah,
it's
good.
good.
It's pretty good.
I will need the name of that so that I can find it. I will find somebody who lives there who can purchase it and send it to me.
Okay.
I think too. Let me say this. I got my bachelor degree from a school that didn't have an SVA. Didn't really have any veteran presence at all. In fact, I think I might have been like one of three. And like I said earlier, I had no idea what the SVA was till recently, but I know that being in a world of higher education where I really was an anomaly, I really was an oddity. And I say maybe 3 other veterans. I don't know, right? Like I don't know how many veterans were on that campus. I can tell you who wasn't a veteran. And everybody that I dealt with, I literally dealt with all these guys who were not veterans. They had no idea what I was going through mentally. So I think, Ryan, specifically for you, since you're taking over up there, like, don't discount that. Like, I know all the competitions and all these different things, but like, don't ever discount that, because that's going back to school is very hard. So for a veteran to be surrounded by other veterans who are picking them up, they're boosting them, they're pushing them, that speaks so highly of you guys, because like Ryan, you were saying a while ago, you took over presidency and then everything else. Like, yes, like, but you are still taking care of the veteran. At the end of the day, you are still helping that veteran. And I just want to commend you on that. I know Jeff handing it over, Ryan taking it over, speaks so highly of what you guys do, because trust me, as someone who got a 4-year degree with no veteran support, I I wonder daily how I survived. And so just hold on to that. You guys are doing amazing work. And I think it's phenomenal. I'm actually envious of some of the people you deal with, because you're taking care of them.
To add to Ryan, to Jeff's passion for all this, we are very blessed to have a veteran center that allows people to come in to be themselves. We have, a place for them to relax, to chill, like a break room or whatever, so they can be theirs. A lot of people do on campuses. Why do they have so many spaces? But they don't understand the stuff that we've gone through. I can tell you that at times, I have some people come in and they broke down because they like what you just gone through, right? I'm not them. They don't understand me, and I feel terrible because they're saying the war is bad and whatever it is, but with Ryan and Jeff, helping out, getting stuff put up there like foosball tables and TVs and couches and stuff like that, and food's free. You want to donate, that's fine, man. But if you're hungry, come up and eat. Don't worry about it. And I was the same way as you. I was probably probably a handful of veterans, and that was it. I didn't know what to do. I'm immigrant, military family, never been to college, learned how to read through Sesame Street, and I'm taking a college course. Come on, brother.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I wish, Ryan and Jeff are doing an amazing job up there. They just do an amazing job. So you better win it next year, though. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, right. No kidding.
I'll do my best.
Ryan, you know where you made the mistakes. It's time to step up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to think the MRC as a like a USO kind of, like those places like for service members to like feel at home and at peace when they're traveling, like in airports. And I feel like it's kind of the same thing at the VMRC, for all these people fresh out of the military to feel safe and welcome throughout their time at the university. And I feel like it's done a pretty good job of that so far.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like Jeff handed over a pretty well-oiled machine. Just don't screw it up. That's awesome. Like, I think Billy put Tamara Little's. I hope I said her first name right. Yeah. So she said I was that person when I started too. It made the world of difference to help keep me going. I mean, that's a testimonial, a direct testimonial, right? Like, man, I could gush all over you guys. You guys are just awesome. What you're doing for our veterans. I don't think that, now listen to the VI program. Like, God, I wish I would have the VI program where I was. I wouldn't have taken 12 years to start Dirtbags, well, probably, but it would have been something else,
So Ryan, I got a question for you. What's going on with you guys, from tomorrow on? You guys got anything big coming up? Anything planned where you want to take it? What's going on with that? Because we got a whole lot of the year left, even though the school year is coming to an end. I know there's summer classes, all that stuff. And then August will be here before people know it.
Yeah. Right now we're working on we're collaborating with Ernst & Young. It's one of the top 4 accounting firms. One of our former VPs of the chapter is an employee there, and cool. He's been our point of contact, and we're hoping to form a lasting relationship with EY at our university and help them realize the talent that veterans can provide.
That's awesome. Shout out to Jake Murphy. He was my vice president when I was on the president's seat, and so basically, quick rundown for him. Army veteran, infantry. Went into school the same time I did. We started at Tacoma Community College and then ended up at UW Tacoma. Took advantage of the SVA Leadership Institute and got internship in the Bay Area, and boom, landed his job at EY. And then so now he's paying it forward by connecting the EY veterans, veterans that are working for that firm company, and then with in conjunction with us and business students from the Milgard School of Business on UW Tacoma. So we're trying to, connect everybody and get them up, where they got to be or where they want to be. So
I'm really surprised that Jim became an accountant, because he really has a good personality. I don't know why he became an accountant.
Well, as we've proven with Ryan, who's a computer whiz and he was a Marine, anybody can sneak into anywhere, right?
Yeah.
We slipped through the cracks.
Jake really has a personality. I'm just really surprised, because accountants are like, when you talk to them, they talk in their shoelaces. Hi, my name is Jake, and I'm really having a good time here at the party.
Yeah, they're like an anesthesiologist,
Yeah.
I'm gonna poke you, and you're not gonna feel anymore.
And then you'll wake up and you'll be in a weird place, and
and you'd be like, well, where does it start? And like, right there.
It all starts right here. Good night, child.
Yep.
Oh man, I hope we don't have any anesthesiologist fans.
And if we do, who fucking cares?
We don't know.
They make a lot of money.
They're all good.
They're not watching us, I promise.
Yeah, right. So
well, guys, I can't thank you enough for taking the time out of your evening to be here with us. It's absolutely, again, unbelievable what you guys are doing. It's amazing, and I know there's a ton of veterans out there that are thankful that you guys have done what you've done for them. So thank you again for taking the time, and I would love to have all of you back on the show with updates, Jeff. Especially I said this to you last time, and here you are. So it's awesome to see where you're going and what you're doing. Thomas, thank you so much. The VI program, I want to talk to you offline after this. So all three of you, if you could stick around while we close this out, I want to touch base with you guys after. All right.
Hey, can I ask? Do one more.
One more shameless plug. Go ahead.
Well, one more shameless plug, but I just mostly for you guys. Jeff speaks highly of you guys and your show. Thank you for what you do. I mean, this is amazing that you guys are funny, allowing just even though it's virtual, I just feel very comfortable that I'm back on the flight line, or being, getting ready to get on that airplane to be mobilized somewhere, and, meeting guys from all over the world. And within seconds, we blended well together. And I wish the world can be like this, because instead of just fighting each other, we're Americans. Why are we doing this? I just don't get it. I mean, I work with everybody from different coalitions and all over the world, and for some reason, when we don that uniform, whether it's Israeli uniforms or the South Korean uniform or the Japanese, whatever it is, we tend to mesh together.
Oh yeah,
we do have a lot to offer, and I wish we can figure out some kind of secret sauce to share out there and says, hey, we came from all parts of the world, all background, rich, poor, whatever you want to call it, educated, non-educated. How come we can work together within 8 to 10 weeks of basic military training?
Yeah.
And you guys are born here to get along.
Yeah. I think that speaks to any future applicant to Vibe. Just a heads up, if you find that secret sauce, I feel like you're gonna win.
You could win that business plan competition. That's just in your future.
I don't know, dirtbag. I don't know. You might win too.
Hey, there we go. Well, listen, guys, thank you so much. Hang around the green room while we wrap this up, and we'll chit chat a little bit more. But thank you so much for being on, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Wow.
I know.
Billy.
Just good. Yeah, no, man. You know what? This is one reason why I love doing this show, and I love when you're able to come on. You're one of my closest friends, and when Hugh's not here, you're more than willing to step in. And I'm glad you can share these experiences. And thank you for again to Thomas for saying what he said. It kind of you said to me a while ago. I'm not in this to become internet famous. I'm not in this to get likes and follows. And, we do say, please like and follow the pages because we want to get it out to other veterans. But I'm not in this to become famous whatsoever. This is completely run by us. We finance this whole thing. We don't ask for money from anyone. It's a passion project. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a passion project. And I love doing this. I love the podcast, and I love getting it out there. So to hear that it setting this all up, and it's awesome. It's awesome. It's surreal at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like I'm just on live, on the internet machine, just bullshitting with my friends. And that's one of the perks about it, is that's how it, it comes out and it gets portrayed to everybody else. But that's
like you and I talked about on the show, even the number of non-veterans who enjoy our show, mainly because we kind of do have that secret sauce, right? Like we all don the uniform, and we have that brotherhood, and that's what this show has done. I mean, it's what I tell people all the time. I found my tribe. Like, I know we're not supposed to be tribalistic and all that right now, but I found my tribe. Like, I found my people. I found what works for me. Because this group gets what I've been through, and I get what they've been through. And I think it speaks highly of you guys when you started Liberty Risk, and it's just neat. And like, bro, like Ryan did phenomenal. He just did a great job. That dude's got a bright future. To be a former, well, I guess you can't say that, right? You're a Marine.
Don't do that. He'll fucking come through the screen and choke the shit out of us with a computer recorder.
Oh man,
I don't know.
Marines, man.
You're never a former Marine.
Never a former Marine.
When's your birthday? It's the day I went to boot camp.
Yeah. Well, this has been a fun show. I just want to thank you for inviting me on tonight.
Oh, dude, come on, man. This is like whenever Hugh or I can't make the fucking show, you're the first person we fucking ask all the time.
Yeah, man. So, well, I mean it. Every time it matters. It means a lot. I appreciate it.
No, so it's awesome. So, everyone, we do have a lot of stuff coming up. Hugh, we're going to try to put something together for Hugh. It's still in the works. He is deploying out for 12 months. He is as I call a full-time reservist, because he doesn't get told he's going on these deployments. Hugh actually fucking ponies up and volunteers for him. So, even more kudos to Hugh. He's going to be out I'm going to say in country, because we don't know exactly where he's going to be at, but he's not going to be in a very pleasant fucking place on the ground for 12 solid months with no break.
Forget that.
Yeah. So he said he might on the base there, or whatever the fuck they're calling him now, the fob, whatever the heck it is over there. He is going to have the capabilities to be able to do the show from there. Every once in a while, it'll be like 3 a.m. his time, but he wasn't able to make the show today because he is in training right now down in South Carolina, and his schedule is just fucking hectic. I know he took his service dog because he's, like I said, he's a reservist. He took a service dog and brought it up to Leashes of Valor about a week ago. So I know him not having his dog Guinness is also not easy. And, you know, all of us have deployed, you know, the guy, you know, Ryan, Jeff, Thomas, we've all deployed. You get into this mindset that you kind of shut the world out, like, you know, a few weeks before you leave, because you gotta kind of focus, and it's hard. You know, people see us, you know, either getting on that plane or getting on the ship or whatever, however the fuck we're deploying. And I've had people be like, man, you guys just look like you love it. I'm like, no, inside we're fucking crying. Like, we have families back home. We got kids, you know, even something simple. When I was stationed in Japan and I had to leave my daughter, my oldest daughter was 9 months, and I had to go 2 years unaccompanied. You know, I was able to come home on leave and stuff like that, but just that initial leaving, I'm like, yeah, I got this, you know, whatever. Yeah, you know, I'll see you guys in a couple of months. But inside, I'm like, I don't want to go. I want to stay home. Like, so, you know, we're gonna try to do some stuff for Hugh, and then, you know, put together some fucked up care packages or something, like send them over, like, you know, 2 cases of lube or something like that with like a fucking guy blow up doll,
tampons,
old, you know, fucking, you know, Playgirl magazines or something from like 1980. You know, it'll be funny.
There's enough thrift stores around here. I'll find something.
Yeah, we'll make it work. But yeah. So we're gonna have a bunch of stuff going on. We're gonna have more updates on fucking Rich's business with dirt bags and all the other fun events. The world is slowly opening back up, so hopefully we'll be able to get back up and do some on location live events this summer.
And did you see where Jeannie messaged our group about jumping out of an airplane?
Oh yeah. Okay. So let's. I was trying not to circle back to this. Okay. So we did bring it up that we are, and I'm fucking deathly scared of this. Deathly scared of jumping out of a fucking plane because I'm a well-fed human being now. I am fat, and fat people don't like doing much of anything, let alone getting in a perfectly good airplane and then opening a door and throwing my fat ass out of it. So that is not something I'm looking forward to. But we are going to try to raise money because Rich is doing it also with me. Yeah. As Jeff is putting in the private chat, fucking airborne. Yeah. Well, fuck you, Jeff. I'm not airborne. That's why I joined the goddamn Navy. Anyway, when we get in a fight, we have a button. It's red, and we push it, and then a missile fucking shits out the front of the ship. And with all the Marine Corps computer technology, that was a plug for you, Ryan. It finds its target and blows it up 1,000 miles away, and then we sail the fuck home like wannabe pirates. So yeah.
But instead, we got a little intoxicated and was like, "Yeah, we'll jump out of a plane for 25,000. Why not?" And I'm not gonna lie, I peer pressured you into it, Billy, but you're stuck. So
yeah, Ryan just messaged us and said the button says send the Marines. That's funny. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. That's actually good for you, Ryan. You son of a bitch. You should have said that on air.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's happening. I want to tell everybody, like, that's happening.
But we're not doing it unless we raise $25,000. So we're gonna raise $25,000. We're in the works with getting possibly X. What's the Army? Jeff, tell me what's the Army's the parachute fucking team that's like they couldn't be Blue Angels and fly aircraft, so they just got parachutes and jump out of planes.
Is it the Black Knights? Is that
the Black Knights or whatever they are? They're the Golden Knights. The Golden Knights. So some of the ex-Golden Knights, we're gonna try to jump into Leashes of Valor's farm, but we're not doing it. We got to raise $25,000, and that's all.
Man, I ain't worried about where we're landing. They ain't raised a single dime. So
yeah,
Jeannie, I'm calling you out. You want to call me out being on the show today? I don't care. I'm gonna call you out.
But yeah, it's gonna happen. But so we're gonna have the updates. We're revamping the website.
Yes.
We got some feedback saying that it was not too user friendly, and it was our first shot, and then that's why we asked you guys how you liked it. You told us it was literally like fucking newborn diarrhea. So it was horrible. So
we appreciated that comment though.
Yeah, no, it was good. But everyone, thank you so much. We'll be back next Monday, same time. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you then.